everyone. It's time to go ahead and start our meeting. We start our meeting by everybody standing to say the pledge to the flag, followed by a moment of silence. So we all stand please. Commissioner Flint, would you lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Commissioner Mishler is not here today. He's on a training session followed by a vacation, so he won't be here.
Sit down right there, Roger. Roger. Sit down right there. Chair.
I'm getting the chair right here.
I'll accept the motion to approve the minutes.
I so move.
Second that. All those in favor, say aye. Do girls first. Okay. We have some special guests with us this morning, and we passed a resolution, and the county commissioners are very proud of the young people of Washington County, all three schools, and the accomplishments that they have, and we just apologize to them for not getting a hold of them sooner. We know a lot more seniors and going to college and different things, but there's a number of teams in our county that have really done some outstanding showing for the year 2012, and we just wanted to recognize them, pass a resolution recognizing them. And
Last meeting, we adopted a resolution, and I want to highlight some parts of it. It says, whereas the Board of Commissioners of Washington County, Indiana recognizes the merit and value of lessons learned and accomplishments achieved through academics and sports. Success in academics and sports, like success in life, results from a combination of hard work, intensity, desire, teamwork, support from peers and families, support from community, and the grace of God. And the Board of Commissioners would like to honor the following this week. It's the Salem High School girls cross country team who qualified for semi-state, and the commissioners formally wish to recognize the special combination of virtues achieved by these players along with their coaches and families, and to express the pride that Washington County has in them for their accomplishments as a team. So last week the commissioner signed a resolution that you be recognized for your athletic achievements and honored along with your families for the example that you set of hard work, intensity, persistence, sportsmanship, and teamwork, and for the pride that you've given all of us in Washington County. So good job, guys, and girls, I should say, sorry.
Very successful coach, Roger Bunny. Would you mind introducing the girls that you had that were very successful?
This is Kayla Smith, Ashley Malloy, and this is Sydney Calhoun. This is Sandy Warren. She's an incoming freshman. She was out running this morning with Sydney. And that's Madison Smith that just walked in back. We also had Kyle Lathon, Megan Law, and Ashley Fleener. They were our top 7 runners. So that's the girls in the semi-state.
girls, please stand.
Along with seniors in the semi-state, they're also that's the first time in school history that the girls have won sectional and regional and cross country, so that was quite an accomplishment. We've been semi-state a couple times before, but the sectional and regional championships were quite an accomplishment. So.
Okay, well, good job. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Where's the Marcia at? You want a picture, Marcia?
Question is, do you want a picture?
Well, sure.
Do they want to be seen?
No, probably not. We got a girl here's got a Purdue shirt on. I think it's just Indiana.
Put her in the back.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna produce.
I know,
We got one, but we don't associate with it. Come on, girl, go all the way up in here. Coming up good.
We have, she's running next year, she's a freshman. She was out running with Justin this morning.
I think he's on vacation.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, this doesn't hurt, okay? I promise it doesn't hurt. All right, 1, 2, 3. Now, you're all looking serious. And look who you're having your picture taken.
With a Purdue shirt on.
Huh?
I'm standing beside a girl with a Purdue shirt on.
Oh, is that the problem? Okay, gotcha, okay.
Hey, look my way real fast.
Jamie, hey.
Yeah.
John, guys, Jamie's.
Let me take one real fast. 1, 2, 3.
Congratulations, girl. Good job. Good job. Congratulations. Good job. Congratulations. I'm just going to get out your shirt. Congratulations. Good job.
All right, I'm
Good job, coach. All right.
Okay, thank you.
Next on the agenda is Drew Wright, and we got to take some fast action here on Washington County Memorial Hospital Association, which is something that we didn't think we had, but we do have part of it still. So, Drew?
Mr. Chairman, thank you. We actually need to just hold a brief meeting of the Hospital Association that you appointed at your last meeting, and we have 4 of those 5 individuals here. So Morris Lee and Sarah and David and Rhonda, just come on up here.
Well, I don't know where to go.
Just sit up here.
We're going to give you a certificate.
Yeah, got a gold star going.
And so we have oaths of office that have been signed by the 4 that are here. John Rebels isn't able to be with us today. But we do have to elect officers first of all, so we just need an informal motion about who's going to be president and secretary, and that's all we need. So we want to determine that.
I nominate David for secretary, because I don't want to be long. Even for 5 minutes. Oh, we could, Sarah, let's do Sarah. Let's have Sarah be the secretary. There you go.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Rhonda. We'll
Need a
make,
chairman.
I'll make a motion for Rhonda president.
Thank you.
Take that by consent? Okay. Now, basically what we're doing. The Washington County Hospital Association is a creature of statute and is appointed by the county commissioners at various times. It's a holding company to facilitate the financing of various hospital construction over the years. And so in the 1970s, Hospital Association was the owner of the 2 tracts that I have highlighted in orange on this map. And then for reasons unknown, in 2002, the county commissioners then conveyed the office condominium building on Homer Street to the Hospital Association. And that was, had nothing to do with financing, construction, or anything. In 2005, the Hospital Association was reconstituted to transfer title of these properties back, or actually to Washington County Memorial Hospital. And basically, all the debt was paid off on the properties in orange, so under the terms of the lease, the trust indenture would go to the hospital. And so, when that deed was prepared and signed, why it described correctly this piece, it described correctly this piece. It intended to include the office condo, but the description that was used described everything else but the office condo. So consequently, the Washington County Memorial Hospital Association is still a title owner of record of the property highlighted in green. When Washington County Memorial Hospital then was merged into Critical Access Health Services Corporation, and then it went into Chapter 11, why, as part of the sale that was authorized by the bankruptcy court for St. Vincent's Salem Hospital Incorporated, leased all of this, including other properties that the hospital owned, and then they have a purchase option on all this. The only problem is the fact that, this is not in the name of Critical Access Health Services Corporation. So what we need to do is have the hospital association take action today to authorize the execution of the deed to basically put this property into the name of Critical Access Health Services Corporation, so then if St. Vincent's does exercise its purchase option on the property, the title will be clear for them to do that. So that's the purpose of all of this, and then I've gone ahead and prepared a quick claim deed of correction, correcting the deed that was done back in 2005, so it correctly describes where the office condo is on Homer Street. So, Madam Chairman, that's the action of the question today. And are there any questions or comments from the association about this?
Madam Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that we go ahead and transfer the quick claim deed.
Okay. Do I have a second? Any discussion? All in favor of the transfer? Raise your hands.
All right, and while we're here, Sarah, you can sign right here. Secretary line, signature. Maybe just sign it. Notarize it off-site. Madam Chairman, that constitutes the business, and we now have no further assets, we probably not constituted the business.
Yay.
Madam Chairman, I make a motion we adjourn.
All in favor?
Thanks for facilitating all this.
Thanks, Drew. Next on the agenda is Leo. Leo's here.
Good morning.
How are you?
How are y'all?
Good. All depends on how many more bridges you found bad.
Well, I'm here not with that kind of status report, but simply to update you with the bridge inspections. As a reminder, bridges in Washington County are required to have each bridge inspected at a minimum of every 2 years by federal code, which you've been doing for an extended period of time. We're in the middle of a 4-year contract between Rumsfeld Technical Services and Washington County, and that 4-year contract covers 2 bridge inspections. The first one was performed in 2010. That was completed successfully by myself and my employees, approved by Indiana DOT. Your highway department has been implementing the repairs that we had suggested 2 years ago on a good basis. That several bridges have been replaced already. And several already under the contract, more extensive ones that take a little bit longer to perform. But nonetheless, those bridges were inspected in 2010. I'm here simply to inform you today that the phase 2, that was phase 1, back in 2010. Phase 2 starts actually today. We'll be out inspecting all 134 of your bridges. The number is now down to 134. It was 135. We'll be starting today with the field work. We'll be here for probably about 2 months doing field work, and then it'll take several months after that to complete the paperwork and the I really don't have anything further at this point in time. We're working with the highway department in terms of signs that are missing. Those things have to be taken care of immediately. So we've got those things taken care of. And in general, my recollection is that things were in pretty good shape 2 years ago, but that's not a guarantee that they're going to stay in good shape for the future. We'll see. We'll let you know. But that's all. I drive a big white pickup truck with flashing lights on the top, and see me out by a bridge. That's what I'm doing. Okay. Any more questions? Thank you very much. I do appreciate the contract.
Would you say overall, probably in pretty good shape for the bridges?
Better than probably 2/3 of the accounts. That's just an estimate, though.
So we're not too bad.
You're not too bad. You're not too bad.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Leo. See you, Leo. Cecilia. I don't want us to sign off on more money.
Lots of signatures today, actually. Okay. So this is regarding, River Hills, Cecilia Bridge, River Hills, and this is regarding the and there's 4 items I have here to present to you for signature. The first one is a semi-annual report. This is one that we just do every 6 months, as long as it's in, there's still money on the table. And so this one ended June 30th. So I request that you sign this, and it just basically lets you know where the status was as of June 30th.
That's for River Hills in Washington County, or for specific?
This is for the Blue River Surf Salem.
Salem Blue River over here.
Okay.
Yeah. So, they did a good job.
Good shape on the building.
Yeah. Anyways, it was giving me one more form that needed to be signed. The next one I'm presenting to you, actually, there's 2 that are the same thing. You might remember that this project is funded both by CDBG and with USDA. So both of them have their own form for substantial completion. So this one is from USDA, saying that the project is substantially completed. You might notice that it's already been signed by Blue River Service down now, and also the engineer project.
You had to add a line, or?
Yeah, I had to add one because there's 2 owners, which normally there are not. And this is the one from CDBG, same thing. This is, next one is one that Jason Temple just brought to us, and this is basically saying Section 3 compliance form, that basically that we advertise this to people that were low income, and no one took the job that was advertised, that was a Section 3 person, so I'm sorry, he just gave this to me, so I don't have a little place for you, but
Like you.
And then there's one last form, and basically, just to let you know the status of the form. The building is complete. We have 3 things to do with payroll, we have to have copies of all the payroll. Jason's getting me those copies today, and after that is completed, then everything's completely done. So this, I have to mail up within 30 days of the draw request that is closed out. So if you just want to go ahead and sign that, and we'll today have everything that I need, so.
So then you'll go ahead and send it
I'll go ahead and
before
send
the
that.
next meeting.
Yeah, and then the next thing that will happen is that this will trigger a site visit from Okra, and they'll come and they'll see the building, and make sure all the files are correct, and then I'll get a final copy of everything and get the final copy of all the files to Sarah. So, I'm done with that. Do you have any questions of me?
Has anybody moved in yet?
Yes.
They have?
They have, I think everybody's moved in except for WIC and First Steps. And the reason for that is that there's some problems with the telephone lines. So WIC has like government lines that are different, so they had, it kind of messed things up when they sent it on telephone lines. So they're trying to get that straight. And they had somebody out there yesterday, so it might be resolved by now, but that's the one thing holding up those two groups coming in, and I think they're gonna have an open house sometime in the next few months.
Good.
Everybody's very happy, so it looks like a Taj Mahal. Anything else?
It looks very nice. I would like to start on the Southern Fairgrounds project building as soon as possible. Get it committee together. We have got a woman in mind that's good at grant writing and would help too, I think,
Okay.
along the way.
And I will just tell you, I did talk to Matthew Crouch about the project again, and he did warn me again that the competitiveness of this project is tough compared to some of the other projects that are out there that, you know, talking about people with disabilities and talking about people with domestic violence, and the library projects aren't getting funded. So kind of put this in this lump, it's gonna be a hard sell, so you
You
really.
warned us before on this, we know.
Yeah, so make sure.
Yeah.
Sickle would be a group that could meet out there also, and that's a disadvantaged group. So we've got some avenues, I think, to
Good, so that would be the tickets, to get some groups out there that are gonna be using it, that, you know, we really put some good need in there, so that'd be great.
I think it could be used year round, like you're saying it's to be.
It needs to be. Okay?
Thanks. Thank
I'll
you.
see you a week from Thursday night, so
Okay, yeah.
we need to get started on that.
Yeah, whenever you guys wanna get a group together, or talk with Jill, whenever you have your group together, just let me know.
Thank you.
That's the only thing we had on the agenda.
Let's see, we got Fredericksburg. Yes.
We do have folks from Fredericksburg here. We have a speaker.
Well, I think they're here because we've got the ordinance I was instructed to draft last meeting finally resolving based on our public hearing. And so I have put together a proposed resolution for signing by the commissioners. And with your permission, I'll go ahead and read the content. It's the resolution of the Board of Commissioners of Washington County, Indiana. Sorry, I was honoring the sports teams. That away. Okay. This is ordinance dissolving the town of Fredericksburg, Indiana. Whereas the Washington County Commissioners, being the legislative body of Washington County, and there being a request by the Town Council of Fredericksburg, Indiana, for approval of the dissolution of the town of Fredericksburg. And whereas the Town Council of Fredericksburg passed a resolution and held a public hearing to discuss the proposed dissolution on April 12, 2012 at 3:00 p.m. to hear public comments and inform the public that the town of Fredericksburg has steadily lost population and is no longer viable to remain as an incorporated town. And whereas on April 12, 2012, after the public hearing was held, the Town Council of Fredericksburg signed an ordinance to dissolve the town of Fredericksburg. And whereas on April 26, 2012, the town of Fredericksburg filed its resolution and ordinance for the proposed dissolution with the Board of Commissioners of Washington County, Indiana. And whereas on May 7, 2012, pursuant to Indiana Code 36-5-1.1-4, the Washington County Planning Commission considered that matter at its regularly scheduled meeting and and voted unanimously to forward a favorable recommendation to the Washington County Board of Commissioners to dissolve the town of Fredericksburg. And whereas the Washington County Board of Commissioners published notice of a public hearing to be held regarding the dissolution of town of Fredericksburg on June 19, 2012, and June 26, 2012, in the local newspapers. This public hearing was held on July 3, 2012, at 9 o'clock a.m. Comments were heard from the public as well as from members of the town council, after which the Washington County Board of Commissioners voted to dissolve the town of Fredericksburg and take the necessary steps to complete this dissolution. Now therefore, be it ordained by the Board of Commissioners of Washington County that, number one, the town council of Fredericksburg has requested the dissolution of the town to be held, and it held the appropriate hearings to proceed toward that end. Paragraph 2, that the Washington County Planning Commission gave a favorable recommendation to the Washington County Board of Commissioners regarding the dissolution of the town of Fredericksburg. Number 3, that after a public hearing was held on this matter by the Washington County Board of Commissioners, and all comments being heard, it was agreed to proceed with dissolving the town of Fredericksburg. Number 4, that the town of Fredericksburg will hereby be dissolved 60 days after filing this ordinance with the Washington County Circuit Court and the Secretary of State, all of which is pursuant to Indiana Code Section 36-5-1.1-10, passed and adopted by the Board of Commissioners of Washington County, Indiana, this, if it's signed today, this date. So that's the drafted resolution, or ordinance rather. Because you already voted last meeting, there's no need to take a vote other than for you, just to approve what I just read, and I read it verbatim. I apologize that I did not send it to you in advance to review, but so there it is. And unless there's some change or some reason for delay, you have taken the necessary vote to proceed and sign it. So there's no need to vote unless you want to hold off or change or wait for John Mishler to be here or something like that. Or if you want to take comments from the public, but it does not become effective until 60 days. And I'm going to ask, part of the issue is going to be the transfer of property. And not having been involved with the dissolution of a town before, I'm not really sure if maybe, I think the easiest thing to do would be to prepare deeds to be signed, by you granting it to us. Otherwise, I have a couple options. I can file affidavits regarding this process, saying that, the town has effectively died and we are the successor under the Indiana Code, and keep that on record. But the cleanest way for record-keeping purposes and for future generations who do research is to show an actual transfer to the county. And if that, so I'm going to need to do deeds, I think, and then but I'll get with you if that's okay, if you'll cooperate in that process.
Sharon, how did your survey come out?
We didn't take a survey. We didn't do that because we didn't feel like that we would have anything to offer those people. And we just thought maybe we're better off where we're at. But we would like to, at some point, bring up to the commissioners, or if, when you all become, am I understanding this right, you all will become the people of our area, you will take it over. Our Lions Club and all would like to have an opportunity at some point, if you just keep it in mind, to, we meet in each other's homes every time we have a Lions Club meeting. And if we could maybe have an option to maybe get that building downtown and redo it, and for our Lions Club meetings.
How many members do you have, Sharon?
We have about
We have
concerned that could be worked out.
I'm sorry to sign this, I hate to see it happen, but I'm seeing it.
Well, I think we all hate to see it go, because it's, it's the town of Fredericksburg, but I think that even in future years to come, that people's gonna say, well, where's he live? He's gonna say he lives in Fredericksburg. I don't think that's ever gonna die just completely out. And Martinsburg is not incorporated.
Like I say, you've got
And they have organizations down there, and the people work together, and it becomes more of a, we still know it as Martinsburg, the way it is, and they have organizations down there that fix up their firehouse, that fix up their community building, and do different things. People stay busy. And the same thing can happen at Fredericksburg. It's still a Fredericksburg. Instead of Fredericksburg town, it's going to become a Fredericksburg community. And who knows, down the road, you may get active enough or may decide you want your town, I don't think, Tom, there's any law that says you can't get a town back. If you want to incorporate or whatever, but you may want to increase your boundaries out to include people. But, there's all kinds of things, advantages to this. The biggest problem we had, and you hate to sign a document saying this town's dissolved, but if there's no money, there's no money. If you don't have money to pay the town council or pay the town manager or turn the street lights on or whatever, there's no money, there's no money. And of course, the county's gonna have to step in and help,
So then you will help us, clean it up.
What do you mean
Well,
by cleaning it up?
We've been doing that, but it just seems to go back.
I guess the question is, does it become the county's responsibility to enforce that?
Yes.
Yeah, it'll be our.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So, and I believe that's what Sharon's asking. In the past, we've had, the town's had a hard time enforcing, the maintenance of properties and so on. And so I think that's our question. Do you now become individuals we come to and say, this is an ongoing problem, yes?
I'm afraid so.
You might get used to these smiling faces.
Okay. As long as I come down there and you're still smiling, I'd be fine with me. Just make sure you are.
Are you three all members of the Lions Club?
Yes.
I know the tornado went through Martinsburg that year, didn't stop the community of Martinsburg. They had the spirit to go back, and it's thriving, very thriving today as much as it was before. So I hope that the same happens, but it's going to be a big responsibility on the Lions Club to keep everything.
We have some hard workers in our lives.
That's good.
They're younger, but some of us are not real young.
And I see no reason why you couldn't use that building, that we could work together.
Yes.
See, Tom, I'll be able to give a copy of that. This, for example, I'm talking about, you've heard me mention Charlie Pride before, and I don't know if you heard the conversation, but I talked to him last week. And I'd say his title is a supervisor for all auditors for Stephen County, state of Indiana. He made a blanket statement that he said Stephen County Road, based on his knowledge of the state, was probably about 50 counties in the same shape. That really, truthfully, should be dissolved because they were not functional. So that's not 5, that's not 10. He said 50. Believe me, Mr. Pratt has been there for almost 30 years. He's recognized as one of the top person in the state when it comes to and it's hard for a town to give up. I mean, but when it comes time, you just gotta do it. 50's not as much, it's about 50 in the same situation in the state.
Okay. Do anyone else have any comments?
Once the properties go over, we say deeded to the county, then is the same restriction still hold, or as anything being built?
Yeah, I have to find those documents and pull them, because that happened before I even moved here. But there were restrictions that accrued to the county. And as I recall, even made the county possibly an enforcer, but there are certain properties that where FEMA funds were used to buy people out. It was turned over to the town of Fredericksburg and/or the county and could never be used, as I recall, but I'm gonna have to read the wording.
That's the way I
For
understand it.
private, it's gotta be held open as public property,
For community use.
community use. And
I tell you, on the deeds, where I want a deed to sell it to you, the restriction, whatever with them deeds there.
so I'll just have to just pull those and then we'll do a new transfer.
So it sounds like it's just something for us to maintain and make it look as respectable as we can.
They drive from Salem to Court, and then you get into Harris County, you go through the town, it's got a sign that says New Salisbury. It's not a town, but that's what everybody calls it, that's called New Salisbury. You make a right there at that four-way flashing sign, at the streetlight, you go in and it's called Ramsey, everybody's heard of Ramsey. That's not a town.
But it's a community, and Fredericksburg will remain a community.
You'll still be.
When are you gonna bring everything, I guess, to my office?
I asked for $7 back, I was involved in with Tubbs. I've got some of the records. We're gonna take all the financial records, I'm gonna complete all the financial reports. There's 2 state, Board of Accounts forms, very simple, because it's small. Get those complete, and I'll go through all the documents I've got my town office in Elizabeth. Put them separated financial tub, and record notes, records, papers of any type. The next 30 days. I'll label them for you, I'll stick them on in and make sure that, not a mass confusion, and separate them, and it's just, they take them over in 30 days.
Okay, that's fine.
I'll try to make this, be diligent and try to separate them and not just give you a mess.
Do these records that he's talking about go all the way back to
No,
St. Edmund Hancock?
No, these are just recent financial records that I've tried to keep, to comply with state board accounts, requirements for keeping records for like the last couple of years. The records, there's a ton of records missing, gone. I'm not gonna mention any names. I've been down there often enough and looked back through stuff, and that's gone, it's over with. There's no sense of finger pointing or accusing or et cetera. But there's a whole bunch of records gone, and there's one room back there with some file cabinets in them. I didn't want to take all this. There's a bunch of this useless stuff in there, but then again, I guess maybe it should be boxed up and let somebody look at it. I'm not going to decide to be the keeper of all of it. That's what's not. Somebody will have to look at it and say, this is junk, and this is not. I guess to take it, anything in that one room I'm talking about, we'll put in a box and bring it over there, and somebody can go through it. But there's a lot of records that should be for the town that's past history of, I'm not seeing them, they're gone.
Would you make sure all the 2012 and 11 records get to the auditor?
I absolutely will.
And the ones before that, we need to isolate somewhere.
Well, he can bring them and then we can put them in storage.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'll just have to, he can bring them to the courthouse and then we can store them out of the building there.
Yeah, I'm obligated to do that by law, part of my position. I have to receive the money, but I do my job, I do it.
Dr. Mainship in the back room has money for you.
I'll go ahead and say this, I went over this, I hit up 50 times the last month. Would the county commissioners have any problem with, since 2009, I'm not even gonna try to add it up, but it takes about $50 to fill up my gas vehicle. I'd say that the town probably owes me $1,000 to get gas in my job. I've asked the president and the treasurer if they mind writing me a check here, I told them they so for $100 gas for the last 3 years. It's in the minutes, I was supposed to get $45 a month, but I only collected that once in the last 3 years. So if the county commissioners don't want me to, I don't want to, I just feel like I'm kind of cheating myself out of this gas money. So that's up to you all to tell me if you feel it's okay.
Well, you got the check
judgment against the town, but I'm still not sure if that accrues. to
I'm
you.
thinking, because Oakland Township Volunteer Fire Department is community minded and stuff, I think in private conversation with the county attorney, whatever, the coastal, they might drop that.
John.
Yeah, I'm thinking they will, that's true wrong. The town council is,
John.
there's an ordinance in place, and I've talked to Charlie Pride about this issue, that they're due to receive, and I've been holding off from them write the check, for their salary. An ordinance was adopted in December of 2011. It says they get $250 a year. So prorate that, I just suggest to them that they, for a final check, they write themselves a check for $125, half a year. And that would be all the money they receive, period, when it's done. And so I approved that, a little bit constructive reading, and I checked the state board of accounts. So that would be three checks at $125, plus book treasurer $125, it'd be $500.
Yeah, that's between you all and the state board of accounts.
Yeah. If that's not done properly, the state board of accounts will audit those records, and if it wasn't done properly, they will order you to pay the money back.
How much is in the till right now?
I haven't seen a check, about $1,500?
Yeah. Joe, don't you have a little responsibility on this? Should you get a little piece of change too? You are getting paid for that? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I agree to that. I agree.
Which that don't make any difference how much work you done. It has to follow proper.
It does to me.
Well, it don't, if it's done in the proper way, you can write the check. Previous administrations have paid them stuff for money that they shouldn't have received. But that was up to the prosecuting attorney to do something about it, and show how to do it about it. So that's overdone with. So you want to really talk about what happened. Serves no purpose.
Okay, so you're gonna take care of everything you need to take care of through the state board of accounts, get all that done, and then turn all the records, the checkbook, everything over to the auditor, correct?
Do that within 30 days.
Okay. All right, sounds good. Anyone else?
Just, only thing I can say is, we'll give it the best shot we got. Help. And as you know, we'll do what we can. Maybe we can keep the weeds down. And I gotta give my buddy Joe here a little credit. He did the best he could by with what he had. I don't really think he did a whole lot of assistance, but anyway.
Well, if anything, the community of Fredericksburg, it'll be a plus for you, because now it's not a town with boundaries.
Right.
So you're all part of the community. That includes everybody. So now you're all working together, and you should be able to
So we can
really make some improvements.
work for the area, not necessarily the town.
There you go. Makes sense. All right, thank you, folks.
Thank you.
I have to put a number on it, and I don't
It's
know
gonna
what
have to
number
wait.
it is yet.
It's gonna have to wait till this afternoon.
Yeah,
I would call you back in.
yes, I can.
Thank you.
Okay, that was everybody, so we're gonna start around the room. Byron,
No, I've still got, or you, okay.
I'll come back to you.
Well, you started with me, because I had that another time cut.
Fancy, isn't it?
Bobby?
I'm fine.
No, Marcia? Uh-oh. What you got, Gerald?
Just a couple of things, fair's getting ready to start, everybody knows. Sunday night's the first activity, traffic pull. I guess under, pretty big after that.
Okay. Do we have a Rick report? How's he doing?
Well, I understand he's supposed to come back on again today,
Good deal.
out of Cleveland. He had his infection in order.
talking quite a bit, Gerald, that's good to hear on Rick. We've been talking on our roads, on the gravel roads, about what to do on it. We're coming up with some different ideas. We don't really want to say a whole lot about it right now until we actually get grinding and get some different things to where we can actually do it. If it looks like, from the people I've talked to, we can really come up with a big cost savings there on our roads. Plus, the gravel roads are gonna look a lot better. They're gonna be dusty, and it's really gonna help a lot. So we're gonna continue with that, and I'll report back at a later date on it. We gotta kind of wait until the weather gets a little cooler and get some things in order before we really start on it, but we're gonna try that. As far as the, putting the, number 4 grade oil in the cracks in the road, this fall, I talked to Terry, and he said the best time to do this is in cooler weather. So this fall, we'll be attacking that again.
Well, it's down to 94 today.
We'll start doing that, because that stuff gels up, but we are gonna add, sand. Gonna run a sand truck in reverse on that, but it does work. If anybody's interested in seeing that and the whole operation, Rhonda was kind enough to come out and film the whole thing. It's online. So just go into Indiana Proud and you can watch the whole process. It works. It's working real well. It's keeping that moisture from going down under the road and freezing and swelling up and raising the road. And I think this winter is really gonna be a plus for us. So if you wanna go on there and watch the whole operation, she's got it on there and got it taped. There, Rhonda, I put a plug in for you.
I appreciate that.
What else you got, Gerald? Okay. We got the insurance guy back in the corner.
We're good. I can't believe we're about over at 10. This is great.
Did, everything's looking good. We're really expecting a positive report. You know, the budget hearing, I think, Doc, is next month, Dave, next month.
15, 16, 17.
Is there a way we can get a preliminary report or an upgrade on that to get it?
We can get an update, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, like right now, it says it, like you said, it does look good at this point. I'm sitting on H because it can, go haywire any time. But yeah, right now,
It's so hard to set a budget and not know numbers.
right. I can give you an update.
We can get kind of a projected number or something, for it. I think that'd be a plus for us. Closer we can get, the better off we'd be.
Right.
Okay. Bill. Doc.
I think we're good. Yeah, just encourage everybody to come to the budget hearings. It's really, I think, the most important 3 days in county government.
Absolutely. Rhonda. Wow.
I could come up with something. Go ahead and start.
Turn that camera around.
Dave?
Maybe you've already talked about the vouchers with Blue River. I don't know.
Sarah just informed me this morning, and I know you're here to ask about that. The money is here. The claim has not been yet turned in from Temple.
All right.
Okay? We need to, let me get it.
Sarah's got a good report for you, tell him,
Yeah.
Sarah.
The 20.
We've got $20,000 coming from Harrison County. That will be coming shortly.
All right.
They said that they could use that towards the in-kind, or the
Yes.
money that you would need to pay, that's what we're going to use it for. That's what the commissioners said they're going to use it for.
And the bulk of the cleanup, the 185,000 is already here. Sarah's got it in the bank. We're just
So
gonna
should I contact Ken?
Somebody needs, I guess, because I asked yesterday, and Shauna said Temples have not turned in a claim yet,
All right,
so,
I'll contact Ken and make sure.
okay, yeah.
Was that the one you was talking about? Yes. Okay. All right. Now, Mr. Attorney.
All right, Rhonda Green and I have an appointment to get together and work on the calendaring system through Google Apps, and so we should hopefully be in a position to kind of report on that, and I'll be working with her and kind of trying to get up on that and seeing what tools it has and how nifty it'll be. Since our last meeting, I received from Drew Wright, who's the local attorney for our hospital, and he sent an email saying Medicare has now sent a revised letter with a final cost recovery figure of $85,023. We previously were told it was in the low seven, like $71,000. This is 15,000, 14,000 higher. So from the county council standpoint, you'll recall we had an agreement with St. Vincent hospitals that the most we would be asked to contribute each year would be an amount equal to the estimated local income taxes generated from the employees. That happens coincidentally to be right at $70,000 according to, I got with their CFO 3 weeks ago and got that number. This exceeds that, but I think everybody's, especially Mr. Foltz here, anxious to get that paid off as soon as possible, and I think the county council is too. But just be aware that the number jumped on us. And Mark Clark has that email.
I can't speak for all the county council, but I suspect we would want to go ahead and pay that off in total. Put that matter.
Just a matter of finding a source.
Well, I think we got the source. As soon as we get our distribution on the riverboat revenue sharing, there should be enough, or pretty close to enough, to just meet that figure.
Okay.
Is that right, Sarah?
Yeah, I'll have to look at it again and see what the carryover has been. I'll get with Michelle and we'll see what that carryover is. I don't know if it's quite.
Well, she had the numbers, the 100 and something thousand coming in, and 24 still to be paid out. So it's going to be, there should be money there to do it.
I think our jest is that we want to get it taken care of before they change their mind again.
Well, think about this whole situation. We fought this thing now for, gosh, 2 years? Almost three. I mean, this thing has been, it's been a kind of an albatross hanging around us, because it's been the price, the amount of money that we were owed was, it started out, what, 1.2 million?
1.5.
Yeah.
1.5.
We've never known
down to
anything.
800,000. I mean, it just went everywhere. So it's really something that needs to get done, get taken care of. You're right, Dave, before they change their mind, let's get it done, get it over with.
That's the final figure.
When do we get that distribution, Sarah? Is that August or September?
It's usually August or September, yes. It's one of their months, yeah. I'm not for sure exactly when, but I know it's either in August or September that we get it.
I guess, Tom, that we will get a verification that we are fully paid up on that. I mean, we will have some written type of document so they can't come back on that again.
I doubt it. I think just because we pay this doesn't change anything. Everybody's beholden to Medicare. If they turn around, they're in control of the numbers, they're in control of the pace at which they work. And if they turn around and say, oh, we forgot this, and new calculation, then ultimately St. Vincent's would have to pay it, and we would be obligated to reimburse St. Vincent's. The good news is, if there's another miscalculation that goes the other way, my experience with Medicare is they'll say, oh, we miscalculated in your favor, and they would pay you back. But as far as I know, I don't know why. This was not accompanied by an explanation as to why the number changed.
All right.
So, I don't think the sooner we pay it is going to matter, because we're dealing with safeties and intermediary.
No, we've been having trouble getting closure on the archaeological bidding, you know.
That's what Dave's talking about. We've got.
I'd like to have closure on some of these accounts.
I will tell you though, if we go ahead and pay it and there's a small adjustment that St. Vincent's gets hit for, they,
I think according to John Lyons, this is probably going to be it.
All right. Okay.
I have a question, Tom.
yes.
Do you have a document? I've got to have some kind of document saying what, well, that's just an email. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, thanks.
That's all I've got.
Okay, John?
We have a Hoosier Uplands meeting tonight, and it's official now that Clark and Harrison, or Washington County will receive $1.5 million for tornado relief to those people that were devastated by the previous tornado. And I'll find out the percentage tonight from our CEO, what percent Washington County will get. Also, I want Sarah to draft up a letter thanking Harrison County for the $20,000 that we all want to sign personally, thanking them for this good amount of money they're generously giving us. That's all I have.
Sarah?
This is from Liberty Hills is going to give money. So what is it?
Where you going?
River Hills applied, or Hoosier Uplands applied, and Dave was thinking the maximum would probably be $1 million to get. So it was $1.5 million. It's already been approved, and it was even in the newspaper too. But I don't know the percent that Washington County is going to get. I'll find that out tonight.
The meeting with Hoosier Uplands. Are you having a meeting with Hoosier Uplands?
Hoosier Uplands meets every third Tuesday.
I got that.
Okay. You have anything other than claims and payroll?
I just had that you need to sign this local agreement.
Harrison County.
So Harrison County, it's a local agreement, and then there's
Receive
the claim that you
20,000.
have to sign also, for the 20,000.
Oh.
Also, I might add, Hoosier Uplands
Sign here.
gives a $1,200 scholarship to all 11 high schools in 5 county areas that Hoosier Uplands represents.
Thank you, Randy.
Those will be given out tonight.
Motion on that.
Yeah, let me highlight something. I reviewed this. If you would just,
I haven't signed it yet.
yeah. Use of funds. Just, this is our part of the agreement, is the use of funds. Just, if you read that, and make sure that.
Okay, this is part of the 20,000, David, that'll be going on in-kind. Harrison County direction and Washington County agrees that all monies under this agreement shall be used for the cost of debris removal, emergency services related to disaster, and repairing or replacing of damaged public facilities such as roads, buildings, and utilities. Board of Washington County, Indiana shall submit a report to Harrison County Commissioners and Harrison County Council on how the funds were used. All right, so we can take care of that.
That's our part of the agreement and accepting the $20,000 gift from Harrison County. So that's, having reviewed that, we need to make a motion to approve that agreement, sign it, and commit ourselves to that.
I so moved the agreement.
And I'll second. All in favor, raise your right hand. Is that all you got, Sarah? Besides the claims and
Yeah,
payroll?
that's all I have.
Okay, I got a couple of things. We have Downey Public Risk Underwriters. They came and they done a audit of all the different properties owned by the Washington County. And what this is company inspects the buildings for safety hazards. Minor, a lot of them are minor. They went through the government building, went through the courthouse, went through the county highway department. They go and they look for different things that probably we pass by every day and don't even notice that it's something that needs fixed or whatever. The courthouse does have some, and they did take pictures of everything. The courthouse does have some areas that need to be taken care of as far as some concrete repair on the outside, and Sarah, I'm gonna give this back to you. Would you give that to Tony?
I already have it.
Oh,
I have a copy.
Tony, okay.
I haven't given it to
Because
him, but I have a copy.
outside, he needs to take a look, because there is some plug-ins without weather covers over them, shields, which is a no-no. Some of the wiring inside, down there in the basement, get that exit sign off of there and put one over each door. We do have a few discrepancies at the jail. I'll get over Claude for that. The storage building up at the jail, it's got a few discrepancies. The government building, we need to find someone, Tom, there is a, right up here on the government building, some breaker numbers are not labeled on the breaker box. I thought this was all Delaney Park, but it's not. There is.
Now, that was the only thing in this building was the breaker box doesn't have a description of what each circuit goes to, what's on each one. It's recommended that it do that.
Yeah, and Delaney Park, there's some things out there that need to be taken care of, which I'll be out to meeting tonight. We'll talk to the folks out there about that. Gerald, County Highway Department, you got wrote up on one item. You got a fire extinguisher out there in the garage storage office building. It's been missed for annual service. Fire extinguishers have to be inspected yearly and signed and dated. And this here is not since 2009, so we probably ought to.
Or that's in Nevy's little shack building.
Well, it says garage storage office building.
That's actually across the street in the blue building thing.
There you go. Okay. All right, so that's the only place that I'll go out and I'll show this to Delaney, folks out in Delaney this evening. Got a letter from Washington County Health Department. I'm gonna read this, John, and I don't know if we need to go this far or not, but I'm gonna read it anyway. This is from to the commissioners from Washington County Board of Health. The Washington County Board of Health met on July the 11th, 2012, and during this meeting, the board discussed the House Enrolled Act 1149, which addresses the new law that went into effect July 1, 2012. The law addresses smoke-free air to protect citizens from secondhand smoke. A motion was made and passed by the Health Department to make a proposal to you as the Washington County Commissioners to adopt a total smoke-free campus for the upcoming Washington County Fair and all future fairs. We, as the Washington County Board of Health, feel with the fair being attended by many children, to protect them and provide a healthy atmosphere, the fair should be smoke-free with posted smoking area only.
I agree, I'll make the motion that we accept this recommendation. Do you know where the smoke-free or the smoking area would be?
I don't have a clue. I guess they expect us to come up with it. The first step in smoke-free, what we did was, we had 40 signs put up out the fairgrounds. In any of the buildings, there is no smoking, nowhere, in none of them. Me personally, I think that's far enough. I don't know how we would go ahead and, you know, they wrote a letter and said that they wanted totally smoke-free campus. That means when you turn in, there's no smoking at all.
I thought
Okay?
you read where there's.
And they said just set up, set up areas. Well, they said that, you know, to keep smoke away from little kids. Well, if you set up areas and smoke in the same place, it's not gonna go any different. It's still gonna be on campus. And I don't think that it's, you know, a lot of people that smoke they're gonna go out and get their cars and smoke anyway. I don't care if they're sitting on the fairgrounds or where they're sitting, they're gonna get out and get in their car and they're gonna smoke it. You know, and do we have that right to go out there and tell them no? I don't think so.
Well, does the
I think we-
legislature have the right to say certain places are smoke-free? They did it.
Well, they did it.
I'm just making a motion.
I just can't say that. I can't. I can go so far, but I'm not gonna go too far. I'm not gonna go that far. I mean, that's,
It's a dead issue then.
How can it be both? How can it be both?
what?
Smoke-free area and have a smoking area.
That's what I said.
The building,
How can you have both?
But they're saying put a sign at the bottom of the hill, that means nothing.
That means.
Then they're telling you it's a smoke area.
That says- yeah,
Oh,
well, that's what I was confused over.
there'd have to be an area set aside where you go smoke.
But you had a sign at the bottom of the hill that said smoke-free campus.
Exactly.
Well, that'd have to be removed, except in.
It'd be a
But then you open it back up again.
You have to say, except in certain areas.
There's also another issue. I spoke with, I don't know if I brought this up last time, but knowing that this was on the table of consideration and how many signs do we need to post? We look at the number of doors and buildings, how many signs do we need to post up there? And I contacted the state. I said, look, if we have a smoke-free, entirely smoke-free area at our fairgrounds, would we still have to put up these signs on the door that say no smoking within 8 feet? And he said, oh, absolutely. I said, well, doesn't that send the message to people who read that, oh, if I'm 9 feet, I can smoke, yet it's an entirely non-smoking campus? It seems to defeat the purpose. The state was gonna come down on us if we didn't have the signs that say no smoking within 8 feet. And I think that almost tells people that, so therefore, the converse is true. If you're more than 8 feet, you can smoke. And I think it's gonna be,
I can't go along with it. I think, we put up 40 signs at all the entrances out there, and we stopped it there, This is the first year, the first time this has happened, so we'll see how it goes from there, maybe next year, if everybody likes it and wants to go ahead and go with smoke-free, then maybe we'll take a relook at it, but as far as this year, I think we've done the requirements that we need to do, and I can't second your motion, John, I'm sorry.
Well, it can be looked at next year, but I know I've got a thing that I saw, it's got a stop sign on it, said, secondhand smoke kills 53,000 people every year. So you don't have to be a smoker to have something happen, not only yourself, but other people too.
Okay, one other thing, and this has just been talking with the city mayor, a couple of county council people, Ben and Dave I know was there, Jess, we're taking a look at economic development here in Washington County. We're studying different options on what to do and how to do it, and maybe even reorganize, but we're looking at that pretty hard right now, and hopefully down the road we'll have some more reports that we can relay out. I don't know what's going to take place, how fast we're going to be at it or whatever, but we are looking at it real strong. Everyone is aware that the economics of Washington County aren't that great, but they aren't that great everywhere. I mean, the economy is really hurting right now. But we know that this county needs jobs. There's no doubt about it. And there is people that are working very diligently to try to bring jobs into this county. And there's a number of people that are trying their best to sell Washington County, to people to bring jobs in. So we're supporting, we're trying to throw ideas in, we're trying to restructure even in some areas, we're trying all different methods. So hopefully down the road we'll be able to come up with a little tighter report on this and more detailed report. But anyway, that's all I gotta say about that one. We did have a solid waste meeting yesterday. The guys out at Solid Waste are coming up with a new sludge treatment screening process, and they'll be able to take care of the sludge from the city of Salem a lot more efficiently. So that's all good to go. Their budget's already been fixed and set. Doing a good job out there. Dave, did you want to add anything from the solid waste meeting?
Only that looks like there's going to be some material come from the bypass that'll help build the cells a little bit, rock in there. So you might to go elaborate on that.
Yeah, that's a good deal. There's like we needed a berm out there at the sludge there. We needed a berm, and just Mike said it just like something just fell out of the sky and give us stuff. Like they had 15,000 tons of dirt that they
140,000.
140,000 tons.
Yeah.
Does that count the rock and everything?
No, that was just the dirt.
Just the dirt to build this berm around, and they wanted to just give it to us because it's real easy, accessible to it, and get it out of their way. So we're going to get that. So that's all. We're going to be free stuff. Plus, they got some dirty rock that they want to give us.
Dirty riprap, and then they're going to send a dozer out to actually grade the material.
Bring the equipment, do it all for nothing. That don't happen every day. Pretty good deal.
Well, we need to get another bypass then.
Hey, bypass some more, we're gonna get all that free stuff. If it wasn't for that bottom bill, we'd be all right. Okay, that's all I think I got.
Sir, do you have any concrete figure yet, Mr. Rumpke?
No, I don't.
Speaking of the bypass, I don't know if anybody saw it going around the square yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
But the blades of a windmill on its way to Michigan trying to make their way around our courthouse square yesterday. And rest assured, it was pretty obvious that the bypass would come in handy from time to time. I've seen what I think are pieces of a space shuttle go around the square. I've seen a yacht try to go around the square. I've seen our police force out there with long poles holding up wires as huge pieces of machinery take about 2 hours to work their way halfway around the square. And yesterday was one of those days. I had no idea that one of the blades on a windmill was that long. That was long.
Oh, one of those big electric powered wind turbine.
And held up traffic for about,
I saw a couple of them around.
Big Facebook thing. It was on Facebook big time. Look at
Should I
this.
have anything else? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I better make second payroll and claims.
I'll second that. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Now we'll take a motion to adjourn.
I don't know.
I'll second that.
She
We're adjourned.
lost her phone. And she had all of them, so she was even going backwards. In the meeting, I said, well, tomorrow night.